Hey everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating and often overlooked corner of the Indian Constitution. Have you ever wondered if there are parts of our Constitution that are no longer in effect? Well, there are. And today, we're talking about one of the most intriguing ones, Part 7. Did you know there is a part of the Indian Constitution that almost everyone forgets? Yes, that's right, Part 7. It's a ghost chapter, a relic of a bygone era in India's history, and its story is absolutely essential to understanding how modern India was formed. So, what was this mysterious Part 7 all about? Why was it created? And more importantly, why did it vanish? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a whole new appreciation for the dynamic and evolving nature of India's foundational document. Let's get started on this constitutional detective story. First things first, what exactly was Part 7? To understand it, we need to travel back in time to the moments right after India gained independence in 19... The map of India looked very different then. It wasn't just made up of provinces, directly ruled by the British. There were also over 500 princely states, each with its own ruler. The process of integrating these states into the new Indian Union was one of the most complex challenges the country's leaders faced. When the Constitution was originally drafted, it needed a way to manage these diverse political entities. This is where the first schedule came in, which classified the states and territories of India into 4 categories: Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. Part A states were the former British provinces, like Bombay and Madras. Part C and D were centrally administered territories. And Part B, well, Part B states were the former princely states or unions of princely states that had joined India. This included large and significant states like Hyderabad, Mysore, and the Union of States known as Part 7 of the Constitution specifically dealt with the administration and governance of these Part B states. It was a unique section designed for a unique situation. So, what made these Part B states so special that they needed their own dedicated part in the Constitution? It boils down to their unique political history. Unlike the Part A states, which had a history of British parliamentary-style administration, the Part B states were They were not like the British provinces, but they weren't fully independent either. They had agreed to join the Indian Union, but this transition required a special constitutional framework. Part 7 provided this framework. It laid out the structure of their executive, legislative, and judicial branches. One of the most distinctive features mentioned in this part was the role of the Rajpramukh. This was a new title created for the former rulers of these states. The Rajpramukh was the constitutional head of a Part B state, similar to the governor in a Part A state. However, the key difference was that the Rajpramukh was not appointed by the president, but was typically the former prince of that state, recognized by the president. It gave a position of honor and a constitutional role to the former monarchs, which helped ensure a smooth and peaceful integration of their territories into India. Part 7, therefore, was a brilliant piece of constitutional engineering designed to bridge the gap between India's monarchical past and its democratic future. It was a temporary, transitional arrangement for a country in the middle of a massive transformation. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. This entire structure, so carefully designed in Part 7, was destined to have a very short life. The twist in our tale came in 1956 with a landmark piece of legislation, the States Reorganisation Act. By the mid-1950s, there was a growing demand across the country for the states to be reorganized along linguistic lines. People wanted states where the administration, education, and daily life were conducted in their mother tongue. The existing division of states into Part A, B, and C was seen as an administrative relic of the British and princely eras, not reflective of the linguistic and cultural realities of the Indian people. The central government, under Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, appointed the States Reorganization Commission to look into this matter. The commission traveled across the country, heard from countless groups, and submitted a report that would forever change the map of India. The recommendations led to the States Reorganization Act of 1956. This act was revolutionary. It completely redrew the internal boundaries of India, creating new states based on language like Andhra Pradesh for Telugu speakers, and Kerala for Malayalam speakers. The old system of Part A, B, and C states was completely abolished. So, why exactly was Part 7 removed? With the passage of the States Reorganization Act, the very concept of Part B states became obsolete. These states were either merged with neighboring territories or transformed into new states under the new, unified system. For example, the princely state of Hyderabad was broken up, with its Telugu-speaking areas going to Andhra, Marathi-speaking areas to Bombay State, and Kannada-speaking areas to Mysore State. The state of Saurashtra was merged into Bombay State. Mysore State itself was reorganized to include all Kannada-speaking regions, and was later renamed. Since the category of Part B states no longer existed, the part of the Constitution that governed them, Part 7, became completely unnecessary. It was like having a user manual for a device that no longer exists. Consequently, the Constitution's 7th Amendment Act was passed in 1956. This single, powerful amendment did a massive cleanup job. It formally deleted Part 7 from the Constitution. It also abolished the distinction between Part A and Part B states, creating a single, uniform category of states and another category of union territories. The special post of Rajpramukh was also abolished, replaced by the standard office of the governor, appointed by the president, across all states. This created a more uniform and streamlined administrative structure for the entire country. Now, you might be thinking, if Part 7 was deleted over 60 years ago, why does it even matter today? Why should we care about this forgotten chapter of our Constitution? The story of Part 7 is incredibly important because it is a powerful symbol of India. As a journey as a nation, it shows how India transformed from a complex patchwork of hundreds of princely states and British provinces into a strong, unified, and integrated republic. The creation of Part 7 shows the wisdom and pragmatism of the Constitution's framers. They understood the need for a gradual, inclusive approach to nation building. They didn't just impose a uniform system from day one. Instead, they created special provisions like Part 7 and the role of the Rajpramukh to ease the transition and bring the princely states into the democratic fold peacefully. But the deletion of Part 7 is just as significant. It demonstrates that the Indian Constitution is not a rigid, unchangeable text. It is a living document that can adapt and evolve to meet the changing needs and aspirations of the people. The removal of Part 7 in favor of linguistic states shows the triumph of democratic will and the commitment to building a nation based on the cultural and linguistic identities of its citizens. So, the next time you look at a map of India, remember the ghost of Part 7 as a silent reminder of the incredible political and social engineering that went into creating the modern, united India we know today. And that's the fascinating story of the rise and fall of Part 7 of the Indian Constitution. It is a perfect example of how our constitutional history is filled with dynamic changes that reflect our nation's journey. It is a testament to the foresight of our founding leaders and the resilience of our democratic framework. What do you think about this piece of constitutional history? Were you aware of Part 7 before this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your perspectives and engaging in a healthy discussion. If you found this video informative and enjoyed this deep dive into a lesser-known aspect of our Constitution, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people who are curious about India's story. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We have a lot more videos planned on the Indian Constitution, history, and polity that you won't want to miss. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.